everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're brand new and joining for the very first time. In this video, I am unboxing my July Spellbinders Card Kit of the Month box. I'm really excited. I haven't opened it yet. I really had fun in the last video where I did the June unboxing and created 3 cards for you. So I'm going to do the same type of layout in this video as well. We're going to unbox it together and then I'm going to get inspired with some of the materials in the box and bring together 3 cards for you. I know that you guys have really enjoyed the last video, so I'm excited to bring this one to you as well. And so be sure to give this a thumbs up if you are ready to get started creating. Also, if card making really isn't your thing, don't worry, I still have other fun videos coming up in the future, so maybe just skip this one and I'll see you in the next one. I can't wait to start creating. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I went ahead and just slipped everything outside of the box, but this is what the contents inside look like. And I have just a little wrapped little package here with a nice little sticker on it. If you are unaware of what the Card Kit of the Month program is, Spellbinders does offer a monthly subscription box where you can sign up to receive a box full of contents for card making. It's really fun. This is only the second box that I have done, but I really enjoyed doing the first one. I like the fact that it's a surprise because, you know, when you're an adult, there are rarely any surprises really left anymore, right? I mean, it's just so exciting to have something kind of put together for you and to have that true feeling of surprise. At least I think that's fun. Another reason I think this is fun is because most of the time, some of the things that they pick out are things that I would not choose for myself. So I think it is a really healthy way for a crafter to grow and be very inspired to take little items that they may not have chosen for themselves and put their own creative spin on it. So now that I have explained a little bit more about the Card Kit of the Month, I will be sure to link that little program down in the description box below in case you want to take a closer look at it. They have other little subscription boxes each month too, where you can just get either I think a stamp of the month, maybe a die of the month. Anyway, it's all going to be on that website and you can just peruse. So it looks like the first thing in this little Card Kit of the Month box for July is the stamps. So it's looking like we have a little bit of a fairy unicorn theme here. I am instantly drawn to this stamp here that says leave a little sparkle wherever you go. I'm also loving the little tooth. Okay, it's Tooth Fairy season at my house, so that is definitely going to be used. This says with love from the Tooth Fairy. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love it. The little heart, so sweet. So I love that. Let's go ahead and just open this up and see what else we are going to have to be inspired with this month. Okay, so the theme it looks like is Under the Sea Magic. So already I can tell lavender, teals, so pretty. Oh, look at these. Okay, let's just start from the top. Oh, one thing that they do include each month is I believe it's 10 note cards or cards and then 10 envelopes. So that's really nice because you really have everything you need once you open the box to get started. Now, my rules for my own box, because I can make my own rules, is that I do end up bringing other things from my craft space into the video because naturally I'm going to need ink for the stamps and some glue and things like that. So, you know, they do give you a lot to where you can create mostly from the box, but I like to bring in some other things as well just to bring the cards together. So we got the envelopes and cards in the A2 size, and then Under the Sea Magic we have some die cut shapes. These are really fun because they are already done for you, so you can honestly create endlessly with just die cuts because it's already done. You can put some paper on the front of your card, add some little die cuts, and you are instantly done. I believe it does come in doubles, so that's fun. I'm not quite sure of that, but it looks to me, and I feel like I felt that way in my last box that, you know, it had doubles. So it looks like we have a lot of mermaids. This is beautiful to me. My eye is instantly drawn to this. That is beautiful as well. I don't want to take everything out because it will become a mess really quickly, but I do want to kind of peruse and just kind of get an idea for where we can go with some of these things. Ooh, we have some little pre-done tags, so that's really fun as well. Lots of unicorns. I know, or I can tell you already that this is going to be a challenge for me. This is going to be a design challenge, which, you know, is refreshing after a while, right? It's exciting to get products that are going to challenge you. I really like this. It's on a white background, but has that foil. So fun. Okay, so I'm going to set those to the side. What else do we have? These I'm really excited about. So we have some little gems. Now, somewhere in here, we do have a little list of things that are included. So let me bring that out just so that I can accurately say what things are. So gemstones. So I was pretty close there. So, and it looks like they're self-adhesive gemstones. So they should probably have a sticky on the back, but those are stunning. They almost look like a little geode or crystal, because they have little flecks in them. At least the kind of periwinkle and the lavender ones in the middle do. My eye is instantly drawn to the gold as well as this teal on the side. So fun. Okay, we also have, just like in the last box, some adhesives. So we have some foam squares in the back, and then we have some adhesive tape, which is really nice. And I didn't even make a dent in my last one, so I'm just going to probably be building a stockpile of this. Okay, then we have some puffy alphabet stickers. This looks so fun. I love gold, so my eye is really happy with these. Definitely probably will incorporate these in some way. Okay, looks like I have 2 sets of stamps. So that was a happy accident, I suppose. I don't think that was meant to be. I did notice when I opened the box that I had a stamp set just placed on top. So I think that was just an accident. Ooh. Well, I can probably pay it forward with one of these stamp sets. Okay, another thing I really like about the subscription box is that it does have a set of these thicker, now let me make sure I say them right, they're chipboard. That's right, they're chipboard. So they match in, I think they match quite a bit with some of the little die cuts that you'll see in the little die cut shape pack, but they're chipboard, so they are really thick and nice and can instantly provide some dimension to your sweet card. I'm instantly drawn to the birthday wishes. That's really pretty with the gold foil text and the pretty purple outline. The live your dreams is pretty as well. I love those. I really like I just really like these little outline boxed with the text in them. I think those are pretty. Okay, then we have some really, really pretty die cuts or dies. So let's open. It looks like we have some mermaids. Let's see what we have here. We have a mermaid ×2. So pretty. I wonder if these can be used for the hot foil as well. I wonder. And then the only reason I wonder is because they are in that gold, you know, that really pretty gold metal. Okay, we have some seaweed, a seahorse. Seahorses are one of my favorites when we go to the aquarium. I love seeing the seahorses. We have a little fish. We have a little trio of starfish. Really sweet little duo of seashells. And then finally we have a little collection of bubbles. So this bubbles, of course, it's just having you cut them out together, but then you could arrange them any way you want on your paper. But we have a little 5 collection of the bubbles. Okay, let me put these away just because they are so delicate and fine, and I could see myself accidentally misplacing one. So I'm going to take a second to get this tucked away, and then we will look at the paper. Okay, so next we have this really pretty paper pad with coordinating paper, and they're all in really pretty patterns. Paper is one of the things that really inspires me the most, so I get really excited to see the paper. Okay, so let's go through this together. Ooh, pretty. Look at this. You know, I love pink too, and then it has that gold foil for the mermaid scales. Would that be right? Or mermaid fin? You know what I mean, right? And then the next is a really pretty kind of, this reminds me of like Bridgerton or, you know, like the old school flower wallpaper. And then next up we have some unicorns. And we have another floral, but this time with a white background and then the purple on top. Then we have, ooh, this is pretty. I don't know that I'm very fond of this, but I'm really fond of this pattern up here. So that's a way you can get creative, is just taking portions of the paper. We have a little fairy there. This is going to be a challenge for me. This is definitely something I wouldn't necessarily choose for myself, but again, that's so refreshing. I love the little rainbow fade we have on this one with the fairies. Again, a good inspiration for tooth fairy things. That could be super fun. We have a floral, more fairy things, and unicorn. And then, ooh, that's pretty. Really nice green. Love this. That's fun. And you have a little variety of color in there. And then we have starfish, seahorses, just kind of scattered over that paper. And then little anchors, kind of on a wood backdrop, it looks like. More floral, and 2 of each, by the way. This is a really pretty, almost kind of like newspaper background with almost confetti looking hexagons on top. And then we have a mermaid there. Ooh, kind of like more of a geode looking paper there. That's fun. This looks like kind of under the sea foliage. And then a couple more. Love that. That's pretty. And finally that. Okay, I'm finding the paper pad. Woo, that's going to be a challenge for me. Some of those things were definitely, challenging because they have a lot of prints on them and lots of patterns. I found that they have a lot of like scenes, if you will, right? It's kind of, this is kind of a scene of itself, but how easy would that to just be make a card of that? So I'm excited to kind of put my own look, style, and spin on this and see where I can take that. Okay, then we have some lavender paper. We have some white paper, and again, these are all cardstock. And then it looks like we have 9 pieces of cardstock. So we have a very bright pink, more kind of like a magenta fuchsia looking color, a darker purple, a pink, ooh, a light pink. Here, now we're talking. I love that. And then we have a nice light blue. That's pretty. We have a more vibrant kind of bright blue. And then I love this because they put this in the last box too, a really pretty gold foil cardstock. So pretty for the sentiments. So let's go ahead and again, I'm going to do 3 cards using the card box contents as the inspiration. And I'm excited to see where I can take this. Again, it's going to be super fun and challenging just to be presented with a variety of supplies and then have to kind of think on the whim and create from there. So I will link everything in the description box below this video, as well as any additional supplies that I choose to bring in, including obviously my die cutting machine and things like that. Let's go ahead and get started creating 3 cards. Go ahead and give this a thumbs up if you are ready to see where we're going to take this box of supplies. Okay, so this is a friendly reminder that this will be a little bit longer of a video. I'm going to be walking you through my entire thought process when presented with a brand new set of materials and kind of how I get inspired with them. So a lot of you really, really enjoyed this last time, but also just a friendly reminder that if you're brand new here, we're going to be just taking our time and having fun. So I did grab a piece of watercolor cardstock, and that was not in the box. So my rules are, I'm just going to show you how I get inspired with the materials in the box. So I will be bringing in things from time to time, and you can just grab things from your craft room or, take the inspiration that you want. But I'm just going to show you kind of what I thought when I saw the theme of this box. So again, the theme is a little bit, what they call it, under the sea magic. So I kind of thought it'd be fun to experiment with some watercolor. So I am going to bring in a little ink cube. This is Lawn Fawn's Mermaid, which is so fitting, right? Couldn't have planned it better myself. So I am just going to smush some of that ink down onto my glass mat. And then what I'll do is just bring in a little bit of water and just kind of wet it down just a little bit. Okay, so just a little bit of water is all that we need. And then what I will do is just bring in a little paintbrush. And as a reminder as well, everything that I'm using, I'll link down in the description box below this video. So actually, before I do this though, I'm gonna grab another brush because I'm going to prime my paper with just a little bit of water. So I just have a little bit of water right up off camera, off to the side. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of water and just kind of prime the paper. That way it just accepts the water. Or I'm sorry, the ink color a little bit more. So I'm just kind of dampening that just a little, just so it is ready to go and that ink can kind of just transfer and smooth really nicely. So there's really no right or wrong way to do watercolor. It's honestly personal preference. You can do as much color or as little color as you'd like. So I will be just grabbing a little bit of the color. You can always add more, but you can't necessarily take away. So I'm going to just grab a little bit and just lightly start brushing it onto my paper, and probably go a little bit more. And if you want it to be lighter, you'll add more water. If you want it to have more of a color, you'll add obviously more ink, or just add less water to your little ink there. And I think already that looks so nice and fun. I'm going to get a little bit more of my ink pad, focusing now elsewhere so I don't necessarily dip it in my water. And then I have some just pooled water over here, so I can just kind of grab a little. I really like how that looks. And I purposefully chose this brush because I really wanted a little bit more of a blocky look. I think that looks really nice. Okay, grab a little bit more. And I'm just getting color on the paper. I kind of want this just to look a little, you know, waterish, kind of going with the little under the sea theme here. And I think that looks really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and I like the imperfection of it. That is all about what watercoloring is, at least for me. And so we have a little bit more of a rectangular shape, taking, you know, the shape of this card. And then what I will do is simply set this to the side and allow this time to dry, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, wiping off my board. In the meantime, while my cardstock is drying, which it really is just about done drying, I'm going to grab this little piece of the gold, and I'm going to cut this little mermaid out of the gold. I think it's really, really pretty. I also really like gold and the aqua color together, paired together. I just think it's so, so nice and pretty. So that is definitely kind of a no-brainer for me. So I'm just going to do that. And then I may end up cutting her out of a couple pieces of white cardstock. You can use the white that comes in your box. I have so many little tiny pieces of white cardstock just in my craft room, so I'd really just not, I'd really hate to cut into that nice big piece that's included in the box when I know I have these little teeny tiny pieces just for things like this. So I'm going to go ahead. I will run this through my Spellbinders, and then I will run it through 2 times on white. That way we can just build up a little dimension. Okay, I ran those through, and look at the detail. I was so surprised. I kind of thought it was going to be more of just a silhouette, but I love the detail on the fin. I think it's just so pretty, and her hair as well. So I'm just going to poke out a couple of the pieces that didn't quite make it out. And then I think I'm going to stack these. Let me bring my card back in. It is just about dry, so I'm going to start kind of getting an idea of where I want to go with this. So this is nice and dry. It looks great. I am going to further trim this down with an A2 layer die that I absolutely adore and I love to use, just to trim down the panel so that I have a nice frame on my card. But what I was thinking is I think when I showed you these, I just showed this side and then I flipped it over and I didn't realize that we have a back side as well. And the back side is really neat and I was really drawn to this. I like that it has the seashell here and some gold accents as well, but I loved it. It says, "It's that heart of gold and stardust soul that makes you beautiful." And I just thought that was so pretty. It's so simple and so pretty. And I love the circle. So I think what I'll do, and one of the things I like to do is, instead of making it permanent, I'm just going to trim it out. That way I can kind of just plop it on my card and kind of get an idea of where I want to go building this. So I was kind of thinking that this could go in the middle. And then I was thinking that, you know, I might not even pop the mermaid up. Well, no, I probably will. No, I will. I was going to say, I think I will stack her to make her nice and thick with some additional cardstock. And then what I'll do is, even though this is self-adhesive on the back, I think I'm going to further raise it up just to give it more dimension and so that I can kind of tuck her behind. I think that would be super, super pretty. So let me go ahead and do that. First though, I'm going to trim down my panel. So let me grab my little die, and I'm pretty sure I have popped these into just about every video that I have done so far with cards because they are so amazing. I usually gravitate towards the third in, and that's perfect. Plus it'll give that watercolor cardstock just a moment to settle down too if I send it through my Spellbinders. So I'm going to do that. I think that's really nice. Perfect. Yep. And I knew I was going to do that when I was watercoloring, so it gave me kind of a guide of how long and wide to do my brush strokes. So let me go ahead. I'm going to run this through off camera really quick to trim this down, and then we'll get to building this card. Okay, so I'm taking the tape off, and I don't think that I waited long enough. It's seemingly dry, but I feel like it's not perfectly dry. So I need to do a little bit of surgery really quick. So I'm just going to grab a little bit and we'll just surgery this up. The thing about watercoloring too is that it's easy to kind of remedy and fix. And we'll just focus on kind of covering that up in the design. No problem. And you know, lessons learned. Just when you think it's dry, maybe give it a few more minutes. I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to remedy that too much, but I think we'll be okay. All right, so let's go ahead and really quickly, I'm going to pop this up. I'm going to let it dry for just a second and set up. I'm going to pop this up on my card base, and you can use the little card bases that come with. I think I'm going to use some of my Nina 110 pound, and actually, you know what I could do is just use the white card base that comes with my kit. There was a nice piece of white, so I could do that. And the reason being is that my white, let me find those cards, I feel like it just doesn't match. And I kind of ran into this last time as well. And I will self-admit that I have kind of become a paper snob since starting with cards. So I'm going to go ahead and use this other color and skip using the included cards. I will obviously be saving them and using them, but I really like my panel and my card base to match. It's just something that bothers my eye if it doesn't. So let me trim this down and I'll make a card base, and I'm going to pop this up first and build from the ground up. Usually I kind of build my little panel and then at the end pop it on the card, but because we're going to be doing a lot of dimension here, I think it'll be easiest just to start building it from the ground up initially. So I'll bring my paper trimmer in. I'm going to do an A2 size card. So I'm going to do 5 1/2. Okay. And that splits it right in half. And there we go. Now we have 2 card bases ready to go. So let me grab my scoreboard, and in order to make it an A2 size card, I will grab 1 and I will score it at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to make sure it's nice and ready to go. Find 4 1/4. Let's see if I can bring it a little bit more into camera for you. Okay. And let's see, 4 1/4 right here. Okay. Okay, that looks good. And that looks nice. Okay, while we're here, might as well just do this as well. And we will be ready for the next card that we decide to do. Okay, that looks really nice. And I just like that the color matches a little bit closer than the included cards. Okay, so grabbing some of my tape, I just kind of like to tape this down so it stays put. And then I'll grab some foam tape so that we can pop this up off of the card base. Now don't mind my foam tape, it's just had a rough time lately. It got in a fight with my office chair while I was cleaning my craft room, and oh my goodness, I yelped because it's the foam tape. The foam tape is one of my favorite things. I could not believe that that's what happened. But you know, it's gonna make it, it's just a little, let's just say it's a little crooked. It's a little sad, but that's okay. So I'm just going to put some strips on the back, and then we'll just pop this on up and move towards the next layer. And removing the strips. And centering and placing down. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, and I think where we're going to be, yeah, I think we'll kind of hide the boo-boo. If not, we can kind of do a little bit of blinging with the self-adhesive. I was thinking about pulling these in, so we could probably remedy a little bit of that. Okay, grabbing a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to use this Avriel liquid glue. You could also use the adhesive included, but I like the liquid glue for stacking little die cuts. So, okay, we're just going to put a little bit of glue on the first little layer. A little is enough. We don't need too terribly much. Okay. And then I'll just line up, and because it's the liquid glue, you have a lot of time. I mean, not a ton of time, but you do have some wiggle room to kind of get that in place and really get it lined up before going on to the next layer. So again, I'll just add a little bit more, and then we'll put that gold on top. Now you could have gold all the way through your layers. I just love that gold so much that I don't really want to waste it on things that are unseen. So it doesn't bother me to do white underneath, but take that step if you would like. And then this is just an easy way to really, we're essentially just making our own little chipboard mermaid. And I'm being careful not to get glue on my fingers for this part because I don't want to ruin the matte finish of that gold cardstock. Now, of course, it will dry clear if it comes up through those little cut pieces, but I just didn't want to overly smear anything if I could avoid it. Okay, so let's let her set and dry, and I just like to grab a little stamp positioner little guy, stamp cube, and then just put that on there. Okay, so I am going to definitely use this. I'm also, I was initially going to bring in some other stars that I found in the embellishment kit, but the gold doesn't quite match, and that would bother me so much, so I'm not going to do that. But let's look at these as well and make this really fun. Okay. Ooh, I like that. I'm kind of even thinking that the teal would be really pretty because it almost looks like bubbles. And kind of with that little water backdrop, I think it kind of would be, whoops, super, kind of just watery. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking you go here. We will further pop this up with some adhesive. So I'm thinking I'll just do some foam tape as well. I'm kind of focusing more on the middle. That way, let's see. Yeah, that way I can tuck underneath it. Okay, and I don't have the adhesive taken off yet, so then I can kind of play around with if that's going to look right. Oh, I really like that actually. Having her kind of just peek out. I think that's pretty. Okay, I really think that's pretty. It's simple. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and just call that my final answer. I'm gonna grab my tweezers, and I'm gonna go from this side. That way I can kind of tuck her in, and then I will add this second, I believe. Yeah, I don't want to quite put that one down quite yet. Okay, so whoops, a little too much glue. And then knowing that this, I'm just gonna place a finger here, knowing that I want this, because I want this to be pretty centered, and I'm going to Ooh, I like that. Ooh, she's cute. Okay, and then I can take off my adhesive here, and I will bring my tweezers in once more just to give me a little bit of time. And get some fingers out of the way there. I think that's where center was. Looks good to me, so that's what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna press that down. Okay, I like that. I think that's pretty. I think that's really pretty. Okay, so now I am going to do the blue, and the reason or this aqua, the reason is I originally was going to do the gold, but this is more of a rose gold, this is more of a traditional gold, and to me that would bother my eyes so much. So I'm not going to do that. I think I will do the tone on tone, because first of all, it looks like bubbles. Second of all, I think the tone on tone look is just stunning. I really like that. So it looks like there's about 3 sizes. So I'm going to do the largest. I'm going to do all 3. So I will go 1. Let's see. I kind of want to mirror it. So 1. And then getting the next one. 1. 2. And maybe 3. Okay. And then mirroring down here thoughtfully so that I kind of cover my whoopsie. 1. Oop, I think I lost some of the adhesive on that next one, so I'm going to see if I can put it back on and pull it up. Yep, and I got the adhesive. Okay. Sometimes that does happen. 1, 2. And 3. And I did the same thing. I just took it off. I'm not sure if that was a me problem or if it's just kind of not coming off the sheet very well. So I kind of want this to mirror, right? So 1, 2, 3 up, and then 1, 2, 3 down. I like that a lot. Yep, and I think that's pretty much kind of matching up very nicely. Oh, I really like that. I love the tone on tone, and I like that it kind of looks like a bubble, or bubbles, multiple bubbles. That's pretty. So there is, I love the watercolor. There's our finished little card for card number 1. I think that's so sweet. Okay, I feel like it's just missing something, and I am not afraid of being minimal. You know this about me. I love being minimal. However, I feel like we need something here just to kind of almost, just to complete it a little bit. So I saw these little starfish, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did. I'm going to cut out 2 in the white, 1 in the gold, and then we'll just complete this card by tucking a few more underneath. I always will be so honest with you, and this is one of those moments where I'm going to tell you how completely intimidated I am by this box, because I am just not, like, I wouldn't pick out mermaid and unicorn stuff for myself. It's not something I ever gravitate towards. So not that it's not beautiful, and I'm not saying that, but it's just something that I guess I just don't do a lot of. So this is a really fun challenge for me. However, I'm intimidated quite a bit. So I love though that I can like kind of put my own style on it, but that doesn't go without saying that, you know, sometimes it is super hard to get out of your comfort zone, right? Just putting it out there. Okay, I'm going to stack my cute little starfish. Now they are dainty, and I want to make sure that they are super, what do I want to say? Similar. At least 2 of them are. Whoop. And so you kind of have to pay attention here, that you get the right one lined up with the right one. Okay, so I'm just going to stack these just like I did the mermaid. And as I do so, I will just place them under my little acrylic block and let them set for just a second before we finish this up. So, you know, this, again, a longer video because you will see kind of the thought process. And this is what crafters do behind the scenes. This is what you do behind the scenes. You take a step back and you either say yay or nay, or I need to take a little bit more time doing something because something's not working for me. And I love that I can bring you along with my kind of entire thought process on that. Okay, I'm lining that one up with that glue, and then I'll put them up here and let them sit. Okay, so, whoops, this little one wants to stay put. Okay, let's just place these right on the card. And I like tucking because it kind of lets the surrounding areas interact with one another. Oh, I like that. But I also kind of think I'll tuck 2 and then maybe let one kind of float off like that. I was originally going to do like a, hold on, let me think. I was originally going to kind of have them all kind of hug and kind of do a little curve, if you will. But I don't think I'm going to, let me see. Sometimes you need just the little thin things just so that you can keep your fingers out of there. Okay, that was kind of my initial. I don't like it. Nope, I'm going to do a tuck and a tuck. That way they're kind of interacting with that middle sentiment. And then I think I'm going to have one kind of like that. Like that. That made my heart happy right when I did that. Okay, because I don't want it to be like bloop, 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 like perfect. I don't want it to be too methodical, but I want it to be interacting. Okay, I'm going to do that before I change my mind because I really like it. And you know you like it when you do something and immediately your eye just becomes so happy. Okay, and my eye is happy. Again, run with this in any way that you would like. Whoops, I got a little too much glue on there, but thankfully it dries clear, and I'll do better on my next little starfish. Oh, don't move that one too much because I really wanted to preserve its positioning. Okay, there we go. I like that a lot. Just cleaning up a little bit of my glue overflow, though it will dry clear, so I'm not gonna waste any worries. That was a pretty dainty little die cut. Okay, I like that. I think that's exactly what it needed. Just a little something. Okay, so there we go. Confidently saying that is card number 1. Cute. Okay, let's move on to the second card. For my next card, again, starting with an A2 size panel, I like to use the Nina 80 pound, and that's just my personal preference for starting with a card panel, and so I'm gonna start with that. And the next thing I'll bring in is I thought it would be fun to play with these 2 pink papers. In my last card box, I completely forgot to play around with the solid paper that was in there, so I am being more mindful to pull that this time. And I'm going to grab my paper trimmer, and what I think I'll do is I think I will do 1/2 inch strips, and I'm going to cut them larger than I need to. Okay, and then let me see. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'll do a 1/2 inch, and I will do that with this pink as well. And I will just create a bunch of those. In fact, what I'll do is let me cut this down for a second. That way it's easier for me on a mini trimmer to line this up. Okay, so moving over, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I did pull some white, whoops, I'll put that back in there. I did pull some white cardstock as well, and we will use that as well. So now, yes, we're gonna waste a little bit of paper here. If that bothers you, just do it differently with your own card, but I like having my strips a little bit longer so that I can just trim them down really, really nice at the end. Again, if that's something that bothers you, then just do so differently when you recreate this, if you decide to, or recreate this technique. So what I'm going to do simply is I am going to, actually, I'll bring in some, let's see, I'm going to bring in this Sticky Thumb adhesive roller. You absolutely could use your little strips of adhesive. I just think it might take a little too much time, and I just want to get moving on this, so that's why I'm just gonna use my favorite adhesive roller and make quick work out of this. Sometimes when you don't have time to craft, you want to go quick. Okay, so, and get as much done as you want. So I am simply going to line this up. I will further trim this down, so I'm not going to be too worried, but I want to do the best that I can. And then I will go ahead and just keep continuing down. I'm going to go with an ABC pattern, going dark pink, light pink, and then to the white. Okay, and then finishing up with this last little bit, this up, and I had my tape down there, so I didn't quite finish with adhesive, but I have to think through each time which order I'm going in. Finishing up this last little piece. Now, I got as perfect as I could. If there are any little gaps, that's just the nature of DIY, but you know what? Having fun and not being perfect can be really liberating. Okay, so now bringing my paper trimmer back in, and the only reason I'm going to trim these down now is because I want to use my little A2 layer dies next, and I want to trim this down further. So I'm just going to get this smaller, that way I can fit it through my Spellbinders, and then I will further trim this down. Okay, so here is, I love it. This is one of my favorite things to do with paper. You can keep these, of course, and do something with them and stay inspired, but now I will grab my little layer die, which is, I just saw it here, and I will position that where I would like it. Bring my tape here. Positioning that, I think, so that it has a skinny one on the top and the bottom. You could position it kind of this. No, I like this. I like this a lot. I think it's more kind of intentional. You want to be careful here, though, that because we have lines, so we want to make sure that this is lined up really well. Because if you're off even a degree, it will bother your eye. So I'm hoping that that's perfect. Let's say a prayer, and I'm going to run that through off camera on my Spellbinders. Okay, now being gentle to remove my tape. And there we go. Oh, I will never, ever be so, or I will never be not excited about the pressed edges of a die cut. It's just butter. I love it. Okay, let me clean off a couple things. That way we have a clean slate for creating and building up this card. Okay, I am going to bring in a little circle die here, and I am going to, my goal is I want to do a little sentiment right in the middle, and I think I want to do, you are made of stardust and wishes and magical things. That kind of looks fun. Let me open this so we can kind of size. Well, I might want to do, actually I think I already do want to do the thicker one. Let's just say that. Okay, it'll give us some more room to play. So let's do a little tape. I'm going to run this through, centering that as best as I can. Bring that up maybe a little bit and over. Okay, let me run this through, and then I think we're going to bring some stamping in. Okay, lightly peeling my tape away. Bringing my die out. Now what's fun about this is there are layers, right? So you have a little stitched circle in here too. And what would be fun, actually, if I don't disturb that, I can actually have that glue into, I could actually keep that all intact. And I think that would actually be really fun if I kept that element in there. So I might just do that. I was going to take it all out, but I think I'll just leave that because I think it will bring a little bit of dimension. I also want to play around with this. So let's bring out, you know what I'll do? Let's bring some tape in. I'm going to tape the back of this so that it does not move because I want to keep that all in there. You can pop it out or you can leave it in, but I'm going to leave that. I think that's so pretty. Okay, and it's what it's intended to do, but it's intended to be like a little ring standalone as well. So this does not need to be pretty at all because we're never going to see it again, right? Only you and I know what's on the back there. Okay, there we go. So now let me bring my Misty in, and I'll also bring in my card base. Here we go. see, we'll turn this around. And I'm thinking, so my card base is going to be something like this. Okay. And I'm not going to put this down just yet. I just kind of want to get an idea of where I'm going with it. Okay, stay put. There we go. Now let's bring the stamp in. And I thought it would be fun to do, knowing that I want to play around with, is it this one? With this. I think that is so pretty. I want it to interact with that too. So let's do that, and let's bring in a little fun sentiment. And then the fun thing is you can kind of just hover over, if you will, you know? Ooh, I kind of like the magic. That's kind of cool. Okay, I think that's too small. I think I like the leave a little sparkle wherever you go. So I wonder if, I kind of want to see if I can do some heat embossing. So if I do this, get it where I want. Now I'm bringing this in because I want to know where to put. It's looking like it's actually just going to essentially be centered in there, roughly. Okay, let's see. I think I have some gold embossing powder that I can do. That would be super pretty. Is that what I should do? Oh, the decisions when you are crafting on the fly. I think that is what I'll do. So what I will do first is, let me close this so I can at least solidify the placement. Okay, and I can take all of the elements away and just keep my little card base here. And let me get some Versamark and my embossing powder. Okay, bringing in my anti-static powder tool, prepping the area where I'm going to be doing the embossing, and then making sure that the stamp is conditioned. Grabbing my Versamark and get that all glued up. Now you won't be able to see, but I will. And I'm thinking, ooh, that is so fine. I mean, we can try because I don't have the fine detail in the gold. So let's just try. Okay, and I am going to ink it up one more time only because I took kind of a minute to try to find a little catch reserve for my embossing powder. So I just want to make sure that it is nice and wet. Okay, there we go. Let's give it the best shot I can. So we'll see how this goes. If not, we will just try something else. I'm just going to use the tissue paper that came with my card kit because I can't find the other little one that I usually use. My craft room is in a state right now. Okay, pouring this on. Tapping that off. Ooh, you know, it might be okay. Oh, that doesn't look bad. Okay, let me grab my little fine detail brush here just to get any extra off. If you have any places that you know you're not gonna want it, then just, I was a little nervous because, you know, it's pretty fine. These stamps are really delicate. Okay. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay, let's clean this up. And I will get my heat tool. Come here. We are just using all the things. And oh, just a little of a mess, but we're not gonna cry over spilt glitter. Okay, I am not mad about it. Now, it does kind of puff out a little bit, but I think it's good. I don't think it's worth starting over. It's not absolutely perfect, but I can read it. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go, and you know what? We're going to go with it. So now I'm going to build up my card from here. Oh, I like it. And you know, you could run with this card in any direction. And what I mean by that is this could be a card, it's kind of screaming kind of little girlish to me, which I kind of love. But, you know, I don't know. It's just so fun. Okay, I'm going to set this in a little pressure, under a little pressure for a second, just to get this to even out. And then I'm going to build it up. Okay, I ran it through my Spellbinders a couple times just to speedy it along. It's not perfect, but it's better. And then I'm going to take some foam tape and I am going to simply build up my card base so that we have a little bit of dimension between that back panel and the front. I think it'll be super fun. Okay. And then I will do one right here. That way it doesn't bow down. That wouldn't be very cute. Okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Peeling off, peeling off. Okay, how is everybody doing? We're on card 2. Who is still out there? If you are still watching, we did this last time and it was so fun. Let's see, what could we do? What kind of emoji could we do? Let me think on it. Last time we did hearts, but I think it'd be fun to kind of have fun with the theme of the box here. Okay, here we go. Oop, that one kind of dipped down a little bit. There. Whoop. Okay. Ooh, I think it's pretty. I think it's so pretty, and I really like this. So I think what I'll do, I don't want to bump it up. I think this one is going to go all the way down, and then I'll put a little bit of, well, let's use those little foam squares. Oh, you know what? There's stars. There are star emojis. If you are still watching, let's do that. Let's do stars this time. Leave a little star. Now I'm going to have the little leaves, or leaves, excuse me. Getting a little sleepy here. I'm going to have them fall off of that card panel to kind of interact with that second one. I like that a lot. So I'm just kind of getting an idea. I want some dimension here just so that it will meet up with the card panel. And then the rest I'll just glue down. Okay. Yes, so if you're still having fun watching and crafting, leave a little, oh goodness, leave a little star. Because it's getting fun now. Okay. That's cute. I'm just spreading that around because it got a little crazy there. Okay, grabbing my tweezers. Let's place this one down and then we'll kind of build from there. Again, letting some leaves kind of fall off. The rest will kind of just lay down. Oh, pretty. Oh, pretty. That's so simple. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now I kind of want to bring in some more of the little, let's see if we can bring in just some more of the fun embellishments. Okay, so this time I think I will bring in this gold because it really matches really well with both the embossing powder and then the gold foil that we have on the die cuts. So I think that will be really fun. So what I want to do is I am going to, I think I'll just place, let's see, I like that. And maybe place. Pretty. In fact, I want to, I think, bring in the medium there. That other one is just a tad big. Yeah, looks nice. 1, 2, and then maybe kind of, oh, you know what? Yes. I want to bring one down in here so that it just kind of interacts with what's happening inside. I like that. You can do something differently if you don't. And then I'll do, let's see, this I kind of need to build up underneath. It didn't quite get, I'm having a sticky area where it just did not quite build up enough, and it's wanting to repeatedly bow. So I'm going to grab one of those foam squares and I'm going to do surgery on my card, pulling up the panel there. Okay. And done. I'm going to do one more here. Just poking my little awl into the side of that foam. That way I can just that one wasn't as flawless. Let me, okay. Okay, better. Better? Well, okay. And then I kind of want to bring one, two, and a little baby. 3. Okay, for a total of 5. Ooh, I like it. I do. Okay. But maybe bringing in Gently Bethany, that big one. Yes, there it is. And maybe scooching there. Okay. Ooh, simple, but I like that it interacts with the middle there. I like that. And you know what? I'm calling it good because you have to know when it's done. And I really like that. Let me fix this though. I see that foam tape popping through and I do not like that at all. So what I'm going to do, whoa, everybody hold your breath. Okay. I'm going to split that in half. I'm going to do the same thing, but just skinny it up. There. I think we're going to be okay. Pretty. I love it. Okay, card number 2. Very different from card number 1, but same box, which is really kind of refreshing, right? To think that you can do something that takes on a completely different tone with the same box. So far, this is where we're at. Aww, I think that's cute. So fun, and some of my favorite colors, I have to admit. Okay, maybe a coffee, and then card number 3. Okay, bringing in a card panel here. I'm also going to bring in that Mermaid ink once more because it's just so fitting. It just has to be a part of this box and the creation of these cards. Let me grab a blender brush. I'm going to just dab some ink onto my mat here, and I'm going to do a little bit of a glow behind and in the center of my little panel here. Okay. And starting with a little bit less, adding more where I need to and when I need to, but I just want a subtle glow without being so noticeably there. I just don't want a white backdrop, but I don't want it to be, for example, as vibrant as that. Okay, so I want it to just be there, but not there. Nothing wrong with that because this is the way I wanted my first card and the look I was going for, but not for card number 3. Okay, being mindful that I will trim this down. This is one of my favorite colors to use. In fact, I really need to have some fun with some more of the colors in the ink cubes that I have, but you know, you just follow your eye sometimes. I really like that. Okay, so now what I'm thinking here is my eye is continuously coming back to these little chipboard sayings. So birthday wishes, live your dreams, and believe in magic. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to, obviously I want to pop them up actually on some adhesive squares just so they're super fun and dimensional. And then I kind of wanted to put these stars that I found in the die cuts. I kind of wanted to stagger those around haphazardly. I thought that would be super cute. So I think I'm going to stop there with the blending because, again, I just want a subtle glow. I just want to bring a little bit of visual interest without it being too much. And then what I'll do is I'm going to trim this down again because it's my favorite thing in the world. I do need another card base, so I will go ahead and do the 5.5. And bring back my scoreboard to score it at 4.25, leaving me with my A2 size card. Easy peasy. And again, I'm just gonna do my own card base just because I'm really finicky about my paper and my panel matching. It's just my thing. Just a little slight variation really bothers my eye. Okay, putting my foam adhesive tape on the back, my foam adhesive tape. That kind of cancels each other out, Bethany. Oh, by the third card, you know what happens. By the third card, it just gets a little, it's time for the cappuccino, right? Because the creativeness has been thinking and going, and the craft room is an absolute disaster zone. And what else? Okay, so let's see, I have some extra tape here. Let's do this little guy here. Pull off our backing. And okay, now we are ready to, got some embossing powder on there. Oh boy. Okay, now we are ready to place, let's see, do I want it this way? Yeah, that looks fine. Pretty. Okay, now I want to grab the little chipboard sentiments, which I think are so fun. And I love the color block around them, the little outline. I think that makes it so fun. Okay, so And I love it. I love the sayings, birthday wishes, live your dreams, and believe in magic. Because I think it's all so fitting for a birthday, right? Birthdays are magical. Okay, so I think I'll do, well, I think I want birthday wishes on top because it kind of sets the tone, right? That it's a birthday card. Birthday wishes, believe in magic. And I'm just keeping those backers on there until I'm ready. And then I don't want it to be completely the same, but like so. I like that. I like it a lot. And then I'm going to bring these cuties in that I found. And in fact, some of them will probably tuck. So let's play around with that too. This is where I'm thinking. That's what I like. Maybe one doing this. Oh, it's so hard with that little, okay. Yeah. And then here, and of course one more because we need an odd number. Okay. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, okay. Final answer. So let's go and do here. So I'm going to peel, and then should I do these little foam squares? I think I will. You know what I'll do? Let me just cut a strip off the side so that we can do a full strip. Well, for at least two of them we can. Okay. And then this one was here. Ooh, the dimension on that is so fun. Okay. Yep. And let's do this one too. And I'm just going to, there we go. That way I don't have to put multiple squares on. And a little bit of a tilt. That way it's intentional and not like, ooh, Bethany. You have to make it seem super intentional or people are going to be a little bit confused. Okay. And the final one. I love these with the little gold foil, and then we're bringing out some more gold with the pretty stars. Okay. And last little one, I did want to bring it out just a little bit. I like it. I really do. Okay. So now I do want these to be dimensional as well, but I'm going to bring in my foam tape because it is a tad, is it a tad thinner? Like maybe a tad thinner. I might even be making it up. I might, but not on purpose. It just seems to be that way. Okay. It seems to be just a tad thinner. But what I'll do is I'll put some on the back of my star. I will grab my tweezers, and then I will trim, well, maybe not. Yeah, I will trim here we go. Ooh, pretty. Okay, and then I will do this one. You might hear singing in the background because we've been obsessed with Sing 2, the movie. Oops, that's not double-sided. Ooh, and I ruined the finish on that. I think I have an extra. I do. Okay, note, these are not double-sided. I accidentally put the adhesive on the wrong side, and it ruined the finish of it. So just be mindful of that. Luckily, I have an extra. Anyway, if you have not seen the Sing movies, so cute. We're obsessed, so there may be some singing in the background because it's been the soundtrack of our summer. So fun. Okay. It's so fun until you have been falling asleep singing the tunes for, you know, almost, you know, 5 weeks now. Then it starts getting. Anybody else kind of think at that point, okay, we need a new something. Okay, I'm trying to think where I want this. Let me decide. I'm thinking, okay, pulling off my adhesive backing. I love bringing in the tweezers. It's been one of those things that has really been a game changer for me. And I'll do one here, and the 5th and final will go right here. Oh, I might just kind of tuck it just a little bit. I like that. Ooh, so cute. You know what? I love the simplicity of it. I really do. It's just so fun. And look at the dimension on that. Plus, cutting those strips on that adhesive, you know, the little adhesive square surrounding areas really made it really clean looking too. That is so pretty. Ooh, I like it. Okay, so I know these things aren't in the content box, but I can't not. I got these in a recent order from Spellbinders, and they're just too pretty. So I'm going to break the rules. I'm just going to break some rules. There are no rules. Really, you know, crafting is just fun. And that's the rule. The only rule is have fun. And you know, to be honest, I want to put these on, but I don't want to stop filming and then put them on later because that's what my eye wants to do. I want to show you exactly what I like. I think that's going to be okay there. It just needs just a tad bit more. It does. Oh, these sequins are so pretty. I'll link them down below. Not you. Maybe you. Let's see. Well, do I want that there? There. And these are pretty. Maybe a duo here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe since I did a duo there, I'll do eensy weensy there. Okay. It's simple, but just gives just one little something more. I think you need to be medium. Yes, final answer. I think that's cute. I think it's really cute. Right? I think so. It's what makes me happy, so yay. Okay, so let me just add the final little bits. It was worth it. It's worth it. Why have a craft room full of things if you're not going to use it? The card was saying, Bethany, just grab the sequins. This one just wants, oh, you know what? I need to redo this one because I got a little glue on the wrong side and then that just messes up the shine. There. Okay, I think that's fun. I like it. Less is more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. Love it. Okay, so glue cap on And there we go. Now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. That's so cute. So, so cute. Okay, so here are the final 3 cards. I love them, and I love that I got to do a variety of different things for this video. I got to do some fun gluing and kind of collaging, some embossing. I also like that I got to do a little bit of watercoloring with the ink, and I also love that I got to do a little blending with the ink as well. So super fun. I love that they also... this one is definitely a birthday card. I love that this can be kind of for anything, right? Definitely very girly and fun, but I love that it could kind of be an encouragement card, or it obviously could be a birthday card as well, but it's just super fun. And then I like this one as well. I think this could kind of be just about anything as well. And of course you could open up and stamp an additional sentiment on the inside. I usually don't do that, I'll be completely honest, unless... I don't want to say never, but it's not normal for me to stamp the inside. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just like to have plenty of room without having to write around a sentiment. That's just me, and that's why I make my own cards, because I know how I like to write inside. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the final cards. I hope that I inspired you in some way. Again, everything that I used in a resource list in its entirety will be placed in that description box below the video. And I can't wait to see what comes in the August box, because so far June and July have been really fun. I will admit July really had to have me kind of getting out of my comfort zone just a little bit, but in the end, I really like it. But this is actually my absolute favorite. I think that's just so fun. And it's so simple. Honestly, even if you didn't have this card kit, you could make something like this. It's so simple. Okay, I will see you all in the next video. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I can't wait for you to see what's coming next.